and I'ma hustle till my days up, and I just gotta get my cake up.
What's good, Yungvett? So tell us where you're from.
I'm from Kansas City. I was born in Kansas City, Kansas, and as a shorty, I got moved to Kansas City, Missouri. So 816, 913. You can say I'm from both of those.
When did you come up with the name Yungvett and why?
I didn't come up with it. That's a name that people was calling me when I was younger because at a young age I was skilled in a lot of things that people felt like at that age I shouldn't have been. And I was teaching a lot to my peers, and they were becoming successful in the same things that I was becoming successful at. So, we just did it like that. We put the young on it when I started rapping to create a rap name, but I've been vet before rap.
We noticed that you have a history in battle rap. Who is your favorite battle rapper out right now?
I don't have a favorite battle rapper per se, but like I do have certain ones that I check for when they drop and shit. I'm more like from the beginning of the era. I fuck with the ones who like started it. I fuck with the new ones too, but I like originality, and I just still got a lot of respect for the people who created it, that created the grounds, and if they still around, then why not appreciate them? You know what I mean? So like shit, I fuck with Murder Mook, T-Rex, Reed Dollars. Shit, I fuck with Hitman when he battled. I fuck with K-Shine, DNA, Sue Surf, A-Bird, definitely. Shout out to St. Louis, the Midwest. We tapped in, and just shit like that. I fuck with the people who you could say probably from the Smack DVDs in that time, and like the beginning eras.
Nowadays, a lot of artists are all about the independent life. Is that your mindset as well?
Yeah, bro, because they out here pick and choosing, you know what I mean? So like it's like you either be independent or you sit around and you wait. So like if you a go-getter and you a hustler, you have no choice but to become independent. I don't think it's really a choice, but I appreciate the things that come with independency. You know what I mean? Like as artists, we were able to, as being an artist today in this generation, we're able to see a lot of things that went on with the people who we look up to, the pioneers and the people who started the game. So like when we see certain people get certain record deals and they good or bad, we able to sit back and be like, okay, I can either do this and move different, or I can not do that at all. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, bro, that's my mindset. Get money, keep money.
Are there any circumstances in which you would consider signing with the major label?
In order for me to sign with a major label, it would have to be something that like made sense. You know what I mean? Because like I'm one of the kind of people who like I'm not one of those, let's grab them for 6 months to a year, or maybe a year and a half and 2 years and be done with them. I'm legendary. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm a living icon. I feel like I have so much greatness inside of me that like I would have to be with the perfect label in order to see out my vision and fulfill my purpose. So it would be I feel like it'll be very hard to meet somebody like me. So nah, man, like it would have to just really be right, bro. Like it would have to make the most sense, and I don't see it making sense. Like, if it's really real people in the world, we'll see.
You mentioned that you're from Kansas City. What was it like growing up there?
Shady, bro. It's cold. You know what I mean? Like cities where it's like you either sink or you swim, bro. And it's fast paced, you know what I mean? Like I don't mean fast paced where it's like we get all the new shit, but it's fast paced where it's like everybody grow up quick. So like you gotta really be war ready 24/7 in this place, and you gotta be a hustler because at a young age you make your decision on whether if you're gonna eat or you're gonna starve. And it seems like to me that when you pick that at a young age, it's usually what people stick with. You know what I mean? So Kansas City for me, as a kid, it was great, but you only get to be a kid for that long. And then it's like, boy, we gotta eat. We gotta figure it out. It's real out here. It ain't no game. Like shit, the baby's getting killed. The youngest is killing. The youngest is hustling. The shit they stripping before they legal. They fucking before they had a period. Like they following trends before shit. It don't matter, man. It is what it is. I feel like my city's cold, bro. But we have good things. You know what I mean? Like my city, the town, like it get lit. You know what I mean? Like you'll meet some of the most wonderful people in my state. You'll meet some of the most real people in my state. You'll meet some genuine people. A lot of people flock to my city. A lot of people move to my city because it's like home. It's a place where you can find your way. Shit, KC is the town. Kansas City, that's my area. I fuck with it. I wiggle through it. I do my thing. But shit, you get wrapped up in that street shit or anything extra, it's either BA.
Who are your musical influences?
My musical influences are people like, you know, T.I., 50 Cent, Jadakiss, Tupac, people who are very talented with a story who you can see the growth throughout their music. Like, it's one thing to turn on the record and listen to somebody just rap all day and be talented, but it's one thing to listen to somebody's track who's trying to inspire you to be better and learn from their mistakes, or who trying to inspire you to be better at what you do and motivate you. Like, the artists that I named, I grew up on them, and you know, music helped me get through a lot as a youngin', because you know, we don't, as a kid in my household and probably in other people's households, you can't really be that verbal with your feelings and your emotions, because I was taught as a kid that, you know, you can't really have an attitude, you can't really be mad, you're too young to be stressed. So, you know, you put them headphones in and you listen to these rappers and they feel everything that you feel. They saying everything that you need to hear, and when it's time for you to write, everything come out so clear. It's all art to me. Shit, I appreciate those artists and everything they did, and straight like that.
It seems as if your music is enjoyed by both younger and older crowds. Why do you think that is?
Because I'm genuinely making music for people, bro. Like, I'm not making music like, the strippers gonna love this, or hood niggas gonna wanna kill after they hear. I don't make music like that. The music that I make, regardless of what I'm talking about, it's how I felt at that moment in that time in my life. And so I feel like there's always, it's billions of people in this world. If I'm being real with what I write and just expressing myself and saying what I feel, it gotta be somebody on this earth somewhere who genuinely feel the exact same way that I feel, whether they younger or older. I feel like what I write, it comes from the heart. So anybody with a heart that's still beating in their body, they can feel where I'm coming from if they willing to sit down and, you know, listen.
If you could go on a world tour with anyone right now, who would it be?
Man, if I could go on the world tour with anybody right now, it would have to be Bob Marley, rest in peace. And I say it because, you know, the effect that he had on his fans and his family, and, you know, everybody who was able to be involved or around him during his time period was so great. And the things that he stood for and how fearless he was and the way he made people laugh and cry and just enjoy his show and the way he embraced the crowd and will actually bring the show to him and let the people be a part of the show with him. It was great. I want to see something like that. I say Bob Marley, Michael Jackson. I would love to, go on a tour with him and see back to back every night people are passing out because Michael Jackson moonwalking. Like people like that. I would like to go on tour with Chris Brown because I heard they gotta have ambulances outside every time he perform because when he come in there and he get to doing what he doing, they passing out. Like I would like to go on tour with people like that who have the effect of bringing their art to life and making everybody else as passionate about their art as they are, to the point to where they able to cry, laugh, and pass out and turn up and do all of these things in the midst of an hour. And but I'll rock with anybody though. Like I'll do a tour with many people, but those are just the ones that I feel like that I would, if I could just pick and be like, man, set it up. I set that up.
What's a typical day in the life of Yungvett look like?
A typical day in my life, you gotta just understand that, like, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm a cousin, I'm a big homie. My life, I do every day, the things that I do are the things that any grown man should do, or that he does. You know what I mean? Like, I'm out here taking care of my family every day. I'm out here hustling every day. I'm out here working on my craft every day. I'm out here in the studio every day. I'm out here doing whatever I can, giving my shorties game, you know what I mean? Trying to lace them up in every way, every day. Like, it don't stop. Like, I'm out here trying to keep the people motivated and trying to stay motivated. I'm trying to keep my head above water and teach my people how to keep their head above water. So shit, my life, in order for me to tell you what my life is like every day, I would have to slow down and think about it. And I don't think about it right now because I'm still living it. So shit, we're going to have to touch back to that in a few years when I'm ready to retire.
All right, so we have to ask. Rank your top 5 rappers.
Meek Mill, dude, crazy nice. Like, he be fucking shit up. And his music is real. You know what I mean? Like, he really, like, you could tell, like, the shit that he spit about, he lived. And this shit that he spit about, he's going through and he getting through it. And he actually, like, make music that's realistic for people who's still in the hood. You know what I mean? Or who's still going through some type of struggle, who ain't necessarily rich, you know, or who ain't necessarily made it out of where they trying to get from yet. He gives you hope. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Wins and Losses was a great album because, you know, people try to count him out, and then he came back and showed that he still stands tall, and that's what I feel like a lot of black men and or women or people around the world, period, like, we get knocked down and people think we out, but we got to come back and stand tall. So I fuck with him for that. I fuck with Jadakiss because, shit, the boy been nice since he came out. That boy is dangerous behind that pen, and every time I hear him, since the first time I heard him till today, in 2018, I be like, boy, what the fuck? Do y'all hear what this man is talking about? Ain't nobody fucking with Kiss. Like, he nice as shit. And so, other than that, I fuck with TK. That's number 3 because the little dude raw, and you could tell that he really living what he rap. You know what I mean? And that he's genuinely talking about what he go through instead of just necessarily just trying to follow a trend or just follows, you know what I mean, the typical way to get clout. That boy was really on the run when he said he was running the race. It wasn't just some, let me find a scheme and a gimmick to appeal to the people today. He was really living that. So I fuck with him for that. And free him, free TK. And 4th, I would have to say I fuck with Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper is dope. He's very, 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 very amazing. And his music is very different. Like, that boy cold. fifth, T.I., Jadakiss, Meek Mill, probably Chance the Rapper, and Free TK.